What's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Daily Refinement. This is our Wednesday mastermind call. I apologize for not going live earlier. I just forgot to set it to public. So today we want to talk about how to be more consistent on eBay. And we're just talking about things that have helped me the most. And this is my favorite thing to do ever, which is talk about people's schedules. So Seth sent in his schedule. So let's take a look at it and tell me what you guys think. 5 to 6 a.m., customer service, promotions, launch drafts. So I want to go, I like this, but I have it even more granular. So I have manage my cases, manage my returns, answer all questions, send invoices for unpaid items, send offers to watchers, relist cancellations, launch drafts. So mine is a little bit more specific, but yeah, that is awesome. And I think after some practice, this won't take an hour. That's my opinion. It should take half an hour. Then picking items, breakfast, coffee, morning call, which is the one we're on right now, prepping items. Seth, can you chat?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, this is a lot of stuff combined. Like prepping is definitely different, but I guess this is something you can
Yeah,
do while listening.
yeah. Once you brought it up, it's like I did that at work a lot because I was a superintendent, and I broke it down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna start working on that for myself because I do it in my head, but
Yeah,
it definitely works better if you write it down for sure.
yeah.
So, because that's what
Because
I did at work.
and this right here that we're talking about cases, returns, questions, launching. These seven things are really the only things you need to do. You could outsource the rest of it. If you did these seven things perfectly, your store would be fine because your account health would be awesome. And then you launching the drafts, making sure that they're good. So picking items, what does prepping mean? What do you do?
Well, like if I have items I need to prep for my listing,
Yeah.
I'll start prepping those while I'm listening to you guys.
Okay.
Because it's something I can do while I'm sitting at the computer. Because
Okay.
I deal with mostly small items.
Okay. Awesome. So I would separate this out even more so that it's easy because this is too much stuff for one block. I would try to narrow it down even smaller so it's easier. Then packing orders and listing.
Yeah,
Um, but
yeah, that's what I'm working on this year. I'm niching down
okay,
because I mean I have a lot of stock or inventory.
yeah,
So I'm gonna work through all that this year, and then once I start going sourcing again, I'll start sourcing my better items that sell. So
okay,
that's going to be a progress that I'm go through because I'm packing several different items.
okay.
So it usually takes me till noon at least
I
to
love
get
it.
all my orders packed.
So then you've got geese, koi pond, cats, dishes, all in 1 hour.
Yeah, I have it streamlined, but I can knock that out in an hour. Yeah,
I
or even
love it.
30 minutes. Oh yeah.
Okay, then right here, 1:30 to 4:30. What does this mean?
Uh oh, that's something I added because I want to go through one tote a day
Got it.
because my
So you've
inventory is kind of a mess.
got it. I love it. Okay, so you're fixing one tote in the afternoon. This is a
Yeah,
good
as soon as
system.
I as soon as I get back from the post office, I want to start doing that.
Okay.
It might not take me in but 30 minutes to do
Okay.
that.
Exercise,
Then I'll
shower, dinner. Nice. And then what about do you have a family?
yeah, I got a wife, and my stepdaughter and her family are living with us.
How come they're not on this list?
Um, they are in my head. Yeah, I'll break it down and I'll uh I'll send it to you and see what you think.
Awesome. Because like not to pick on you, but a lot of people say things are important to them, but they're not on their schedule. Like people say, I want to spend time with my family, but then it's not on your schedule. So that's like this that doesn't match. So you when you have scheduled time with your family, they won't bother you at work, in my opinion. If they
Yeah, I
know
guess
when, go ahead.
wouldn't that be like a family schedule rather than a work schedule.
Right, but you would say 6 to 9 p.m. family time.
Right, I get you.
Yeah, and then they would look forward to it, and your kids might be like, "Oh, it's family time," and then go do things like I'm from Utah, and in Utah, Monday night is like family night. I forgot what it's called, but that was like a thing that I learned living there. So everyone looks forward to Monday, and that's like their main game night or whatever people do. The whole family hangs out. Um, Also, if you have a date night and you have a significant other, I recommend one date night a week where you go do something interesting. Alternate planning it. Landon, feedback.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you were kind of talking about that the other day, and just like I know it's easy when you work from home and your kids are there, you just feel like, well, I'm there. You know, a lot of other people that have 9 to 5s, they're not there. At least I'm there.
Yeah,
But it's like, your kid can go to school every day and still get an F. He's sitting in class every day, but yeah, he's there. So it's like if you look at it a grade system, yeah, you might be there as a parent, but you still got a grade. Are you an A parent or F parent? Just because, my kid can go to school and sit there all day, you can still get an F. You can still
absolutely.
fail. So, and like the
Absolutely.
date night, actually, that's one of the, I feel like I'm a good father, but it is easy to think, yeah, I'm there. If they need me in okay day, I'm there. But, yeah, you probably should evaluate a little deeper. And like you said, date night, this was the first month that actually I put that on paper, and just to write it down just felt good. It's like, uh, and I didn't even share it with my wife, but I know if she would be happy to see that, sit there. I didn't do it to make her happy. I did it to strengthen the relationship with the business.
I have seen some crazy schedules in my life looking at how people streamline and organize families. So like as an example, my friend Mustafa, he works 300 days a year, bell to bell. So in the car business, what that means is you show up when the dealership opens and you go home when the dealership closes. It's like easily a 12-hour shift. So what he does is he works 300 of those a year, which is a lot. That's like averages out to 6 days a week. But he always has dinner with his family, and 65 days of the year, he's 100% present with them, and they can go anywhere in the world. So if they want to, as a family of five, go to Europe and it costs $20,000 for a week, he can easily afford that. So his income goal per day is $2,000. So his income goal for the year is $600,000 at work. And, but he works from bell to bell except for dinner every single day. So he literally shows up when they open, stays all the way the whole time. Because when you work long periods of time in a row, the momentum is crazy. So I would say the average car salesman makes $40,000 a year. Why does this person make 600,000? Everybody else makes 40,000. What's the difference? Like the difference when you like when you work focused work for a long time, the results are 10 times, 12 times, 100 times higher when you do that. So I remember when I posted talking about that guy on my channel, people said, "Oh, I would never do that. I care about my family too much." And then other people were saying, "I don't think my dad spent 65 days with me in my entire life, uninterrupted, full attention." Right? And he does that every year, 65 complete days off. No, like anywhere in the world, they can go to, you want to go, like people say, "Oh, I'd like to travel one day." He doesn't do that. They go wherever they want to go travel, they go. But to have that kind of lifestyle where you can do whatever you want whenever you want, you need a ridiculously high income. Usually, like if you wanted to go to Europe with your family of five, that's expensive. So I think it's interesting looking at how people plan their lives. But if with an income goal of $2,000 a day, that's really hard. You have to have, he literally talks about what socks he wears. He's like, if I wear different socks, it messes me up because it's not as comfortable walking to wherever I need to go. Like that's how modular it is. It's like, this is when I use the bathroom. So it's interesting looking at that and looking at this guy who eats dinner with his family every single day. It's on the schedule. And when things come up, he is willing to split that deal with somebody because he's like, my family time is dinner time, so I have to give up that money because he understands the sacrifice of each thing. So I think people need to understand the sacrifice. If you want to make a tremendous amount of money, you got to be fully committed all day. But if you just want to make 50 to 100K, you don't have to be focused all day. You just have to be focused for 2 to 4 hours a day. That's what we're working on with Cheryl. Cheryl, we redid your schedule. When we redid it, you're not working all day. I think you're working just the first half of the day. How's that been working? You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I I put my phone in the drawer, so I don't mess with that at all. And I'm not working at my max capacity, but so Monday I did 34 photos and 21 drafts and plus all the rest of the stuff. And I was done in 4.5 hours.
Right.
I wasn't
That's
even
awesome.
doing that in an 8-hour period.
Yeah.
Tuesday, I did 20 photos. I did a total of 40 drafts. And then I took another 6 pictures. And then today I've already done 20 photos. I kind of got up late, but I'm working on my listings now.
But I mean, it's 9:30 in the morning where you're at, and you're already taking 20 photos, and
Yeah, I'll be done by 11.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yesterday, when I filmed myself doing 11 items, and I filmed myself listing 11 items, and it was 43 minutes. And I was like, this is somebody's whole day of work, 11 listings in 43 minutes. I allocated 2 hours because I thought it would take a lot longer. But if you're not selling clothing, there are way less item specifics. Way less. Like some of the items only had like 4 item specifics. For all the item specifics combined were 4. Like I sold it. I mean, I was listing a keyboard. There are only 4. There are only 4 things to fill out. And how many pictures can you really take of a keyboard? I mean, it was see, Philip says plush only has 1 item specific. So I mean, that's pretty amazing. And then I saw Phoenix Resells yesterday. He was doing a challenge on his channel to see how fast he could list, and he was listing video games, and he got down to like 48 seconds. But I mean, honestly, some of the video games have stock photos. So if you scan the video game with your phone, it would pop up the full complete listing. You would adjust the condition. If you want to take your own photo, you could. The price research might takes a few minutes, but the actual listing part is under 30 seconds for a photo for a video game. If you guys decide that is the niche that you want to sell in. So here there's only two pawn shops for 9 million people here. There's no pawn shops here. It's illegal or something. And those 2 pawn shops don't have video games. So when I was watching him, his route is thrifting and pawn shops and online and retail arbitrage to buy video games. I think I would have to do retail arbitrage and online arbitrage here because our thrift stores don't have video games. So we don't have pawn stores, pawn shops, and we don't have. I think that here the Goodwills, they sell the video games on their own. They don't let them go to the public. But that's interesting, looking at how fast video games are to list as well. John, what is that?
It was a context to finding video games.
Oh, garage and flea market. Yeah, that's right. Garage sales and flea markets would be great. Maybe I should change my family day is Saturday, and that's the best day for garage sales here. So,
I do feel like yard sales and flea markets, like clothing is one of those things. I mean, of course, people always try to get the best stuff first, but I feel like video games is what, especially if somebody advertises it, that is one of those things I feel like you got to be the early bird though. I feel like the game go fast. Clothes, you still have a good chance of getting something. But I feel like if you're not out there at the yard sales first thing,
Yeah, clothes you can show up
games are
at.
gone. I
You
don't
can
do
show up at
games. I'll
noon.
see them advertised, and when I get there, they're gone.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's see. Courtney challenged herself to do 3 hours of photos and 3 hours of listing. That's great. And she got 150 sets of photos and 24 listings done. That's great. I would recommend if you had that kind of a block to try to equal it out. So unless for some people they like to take the photos and then list them later, but the listings typically aren't as good as if you just took the photos. Yeah, Tommy says you have to be the psycho that pulls up when it's still dark. There's a local guy here named Eric. I think a lot of people know him. Every time I go to a garage sale, I get there when it opens and he's already done. He's already figured out how to contact people and let them know that I will pay top dollar. Let me look first. So he's been good at that. I think that's the key, saying I will pay top dollar. I'm like, if you just say I am a video game seller, I have a huge store, I will give you all the money for all of your items within reason. Still need to make a profit, but you will get more money from me than anybody else at your garage sale. Then they might let you go before everybody else. If you say, can you open the garage sale an hour earlier for me so I can pick through everything? They're not going to do that. Stop asking that. People keep sending me these messages to people that are horrible, will never work. Seth says resellers at the yard sale are the best customers. Yeah. Let's see.
Make a comment on
Go
that.
ahead.
It's, I think, even though sometimes, which if you're coming in saying I'll pay top dollar, chances are you're going to get that item. But a lot of
Yeah.
times too, yard sale people just have this attachment to an item,
Yep.
Until 3 o'clock, until they have to put it back in the garage.
Absolutely.
Then all of a sudden they're like, crap, which kind of also gives me another thought of like, always look at yard sellers like, you got a yard sale of people trying to make money and a yard sale of people trying to make space.
Absolutely.
You got to find those people trying to make space, because it doesn't matter. They do not want to put it back in their garage. They don't want to put it back in the closet, the bedroom. They want it gone. It's like, so there are both sides of that. It's like, if you get out late, just go out with that mindset. But, of course, it's nice to get first dibs as well.
So I have a question for you guys, because I think Landon is right. When I did do garage sales and I said, I went to one garage sale where they had a dry erase board up and it said Children's Hospital and like Alzheimer's Foundation or something. And what you would do is you would buy something from their garage sale and then you would put the money in that box to go to that charity, because the family was just trying to clear space, like Landon was saying, not doing it for the money. So then I offered $100 for each charity and everything, and they said okay, and they helped me load the entire garage sale into their car and into my car, and they were done. No garage sale, just closed. $100 to each charity, call it a day. But here's the thing, I don't want to sell everything. I know how to get everything, no problem. I could even say, I'm not going to, none of this goes back in your garage. I take all of it with me. They would just give it to you. There's plenty of people that would do that. They actually charge you for that when you call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They want all their space back. The person that wants to park their car in the garage again will gladly give it to you for free. It's just, how do you process that? Do I need to do a reseller hangout and everyone comes to my storage and they take it all home? Because I don't want it. That's the problem. Cheryl?
So two things. One, I am taking my pictures first. So I wanted to throw that out there, that I did switch back and I'm doing the photos first.
Awesome.
And the other thing is, when I have had the opportunity, and I don't know that I would do that at this point because of how much I've niched down. But when I did take those deals before and took everything, I literally went through it in the back of my car outside of the thrift store and put everything I was keeping to one side and everything that I wasn't in bags and just donated it right then. It never even got to the house.
That's right. And remember, people are just driving this stuff to Salvation Army. Like they don't care. They want their space back. And the wealthier the people, the more they care about space, obviously. Right. So they just want to when I was going to the same Goodwill every single day when I lived in the suburbs, the lady would text me whenever she got shoes. And there was a lady that said, I'll trade you 60 pairs of shoes for 2 pairs of shoes at Nordstrom. Just like a random lady donating thing. She's like, what I want to do is I'll go shopping, get 2 new pairs of shoes, and then you can take all of these. And that was too confusing of a deal. So I did not do that. But she does not care about the money. She just wants more stuff and to get rid of other things to get it. Let's see. Girl on Fire is asking, in the Hustling Hooks interview, I said you can't do Amazon, eBay both well. You can, but it's just very rare. So as an example, when I watch people try to do Amazon and eBay together, they usually cap out at $100,000 to $200,000 in sales. And especially for 2 people, that's below just getting a normal job. It's because your attention gets diverted and you don't get super good at either of them. Where there's people who can do 1 million on Amazon or eBay if they just do one of those 2 platforms. And then those people don't have time to do the other platform. So it's the same example as my friend that does the car business all day long. He makes 12, 15 times more money than people who do car sales. Sometimes they're a substitute teacher. Sometimes they resell. Those people don't make as much money as one person that picks one job. They call this is like the new theme, a quilted income, right? Where you do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You always make less money than someone that does one thing. Always. Because when you do one thing, you're so good. Like they say, you're so good, they can't ignore you.
Chris, who do you know that is doing Amazon and eBay like super effectively?
I actually don't know anyone.
I don't know anyone.
I don't know
falls in
one
that
person that
category.
does both well, but I do know people who casually sell and they know how to do it. And I guess, okay, let me define well. Somebody making 6 figures on both. I don't know one person. Like net profit. I know people who maybe they do that kind of volume, but they definitely don't net out that much. So Mark is asking, do you know if there's a way to access the SKU under payment transactions without having to click on each order? No, I don't know of any other way to do that. But what I would do is download all the transactions. That's how I would do it. Girl on Fire says she's having that exact problem. Yeah, if you spread your eggs out too much, it doesn't work. I like the Warren Buffett model. Put all your eggs in one basket and watch the basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket model, which usually doesn't work for people. 1 egg in 10 baskets with 10 eggs is how a lot of people do it. Let's see. Let's see. SLTube is asking how you can contact me for free. You could send me an email at chris@dailyrefinement.com, but I probably won't answer unless you have a really specific question, because like, can you help me make a lot of money? I will block you. Horrible question. Let's see. I predominantly buy and hold for Amazon. So there's a lot of people. Okay, that is a model that is common, Isaiah, which is Amazon sellers that are relatively large. They save their super duper home runs and eventually they sell them on eBay. That kind of makes sense because eBay has a market for the super collector. So maybe you're a video game seller and you come across a couple of collectible sets. put them on the side and then you list them for $8,000 once a year. There's people
Yeah,
who
a
do
lot of
that.
the time, those people are like partially doing eBay. Most of the time, it's not like they're not running eBay. It's like a attachment to their business rather than like
Yeah, you're
doing
right.
the
Not even.
business.
It's like just for fun.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
I can't think of anyone who's like doing both and killing it.
I for profit says put bubble wrap in your basket with your eggs. Yeah, you gotta take care of them. That's why so Tech does a review of his finances once a month. I'm trying to do that too, because if you don't watch your finances, sometimes things start leaking. I keep seeing these ads for like, let me cancel, or we will find out all the subscriptions that you are subscribed to that you don't use. I know all the subscriptions that I have. I don't have any that I don't use. All of the subscriptions I have, I use. Um, let's see. Oh, this is a good question. Does anybody know on when you're listing on your phone how to turn off the auction as your default method when you only use fixed mode? I don't know. Yesterday was the first time I've
It's
used
kind of
mobile.
it's kind of an algorithm thing, that, because I used to get the auction option. I don't list on my phone anymore. I list on PC. But when I did, I used to
Yeah.
get the auction all the time and then change it manually. But then eventually it just done it like buy it now automatically. So I think it just gets used to your usage.
I see. So Mark, apparently if you keep using it, it will go away, but I haven't listed enough on mobile for it to go away. John, question?
Yeah, that's correct. Like
Oh,
when
go
you're
ahead. Go
listing
ahead.
on your phone,
Yeah.
after you do a few listings, it'll
Remember.
start defaulting.
Okay. John?
And a technical question. Have
Yeah.
you, in your experimentations with all things eBay, ever dabbled with any of the dictation programs for efficiency and they all failed?
I have not, but is it Dragon Breath? What's the one that the most common one? Voice to text is pretty good. I think is Mark here today?
Dictate.
You who said that?
Kelly. Dragon
Kelly.
Dictate.
You can dictate it?
No, Dragon Dictate.
Dragon Dictate. Thank you.
I use voice in voice. It's pretty good.
So how are you using it, Paul?
I use it for unusual stuff. So I have all of my usual conditions are saved in text blaze. But then if I have something that's not in there, because I only get like 20 of them, I'll speak into it and it'll just put it in there for me.
So John, I have seen a couple of systems where people dictate it while they're taking the photos. I don't know how to sync it very well though, but it seems like you could say Sony VCR receiver D67701 and it would just populate into something. And then from my experience, dictation is very good. I just don't know how
Right,
to
because my
connect the two.
bottleneck right now is the conditioning because of used books. 'Cause I have a lot of trade paperbacks. They're valuable, but the condition, they're all different. And then some of them don't even have book descriptions, and I have to read something to put a description in there because it doesn't pull from any system. So I have to manually type it. I type pretty fast, 60, 80 words a minute, but I'm just looking to speed that up.
Yeah, I hear
more.
you.
And I can talk faster than I can type.
I can't talk faster than I can type, but I do think that it's more natural to say what it is than to type it in. Yeah, that's right. You can talk faster than you can type because it's the transfer. Like you can just say it out loud and then correct it later. I haven't experimented with it, but thank you. Dragon Dictate is the program that people were using with great success, but also just to voice the text on an iPhone or a Droid is good. Let's see. I for Profit is saying if you sell similar from your own listings on mobile, it will default to buy it now. That's a great tip. Thrift Up is saying if you have to work on eBay full-time and have a full-time job, how would you split it up? Okay. I would do 15 listings before everyone in the family wakes up. That's it. There's no other way to do it. You could do it at night, but that will mess up your full-time job from what I've seen. It's too hard to go to work all day, hang out with your family, have dinner at night, then start your full-time eBay business. Is too much. It doesn't really work. I would do it before, or at least the majority of it I would do before, and maybe some things at the end. Let's see. Zenith says they've been listing with better descriptions and photos and having more sales. That's supposed to happen. Let's see. How do I deal with returns? So essentially what I do is I have free returns, so they can open a return for any reason, and then I get it back. I inspect it. Most of the time I send them a full refund, unless it's like doesn't fit or changed mind. Sometimes I don't refund the original shipping. Let's see. Isaiah says, Girl on Fire is agreeing with Isaiah that as an Amazon seller, eBay has become a low-key hobby for them. Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sorry, real
ahead.
quick, back to
Julie, what's up?
returns.
Yep.
So you refund the shipping on the return as well?
Sometimes it depends on. Most of the time I don't. If the return doesn't fit.
If it doesn't fit. Okay.
If it doesn't fit, which is most of my returns, I will refund the full amount less the shipping.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I do the same. Like if I've made the error, then I return the shipping.
Okay.
And how do they react to that?
Some people say I would like a full refund including shipping. I don't have a problem with doing that. Or I can say, sorry about your experience. I have another coupon if you want to buy something else. But I have free returns, but I don't pay for the original shipping always. But sometimes I do. If they have a problem with it, I can send them the difference. I don't mind.
And can they leave you a negative feedback for that?
No, they can't.
Okay. Good to know.
Also, your returns shouldn't take up that much time. In what people spend, I'm making a productivity class and I don't know how to word don't care about stuff that doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. Your returns are such a small amount of your business. But you can easily eat up half an hour to 4 hours a day worrying about them. Easily. And you can't control other people. Josh is saying if you can do 30 listings a day, you don't need a full-time job. This is kind of a sensitive subject, because I think you can do 15 a day with a full-time job. Pretty standard. If you have a system, 15 a day plus full-time job, and you could retire earlier. You could, if you do want to just work for yourself, most people shouldn't work for themselves because 9 out of 10 small businesses fail. So it's very difficult to make this work. Even the people that I learned YouTube from, I learned how to resell from people on YouTube. None of those people resell anymore. They resell maybe as a hobby, but they stopped doing YouTube as their income. I'm sorry, reselling as their income. It's very difficult to maintain. Let's see. William says he can't create a schedule for eBay because his full-time job has random shifts. That would make it very difficult. Obviously this is wishful thinking, but I would try to convert to a job that is consistent, because I know people who have inconsistent work schedules are very unhappy. And most people don't quit jobs because it's not enough money. They quit jobs because they hate their boss usually. See, that is a problem for me because I've never hated my boss. All the bosses I've had have been pretty good. So I've never thought like, some people have this burning desire inside of them and they're like, I'm never working for somebody again. I don't have that. I would happily work for somebody if it was a good job. Oh yeah, don't sweat the small stuff. That's a good one. Well, there's that book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. And also the saying, like, if you can write a check, it's not a problem. So Thrift Up wants to build a large scale store. Like we were talking about in the beginning of this call, most of the things in an eBay store can be outsourced, but there are 7 things you can't. And most people outsource those 7 things and they end up having a big store of things that don't sell. Let's see. Dragon. Let's see. Oh, Mark dictates the notes. Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Dana dictates to. Let's see. Oh, Edgar is asking how the refunds get processed. Yeah, you just open the bag, get the item that's sold, sell similar. I sell similar, and then put it back in the inventory system. John is doing 20 a day with 2 full-time jobs. That's amazing. That's a lot of stuff to do all day. That's right. Tommy is saying returns have a high emotional toll on people. Absolutely. That's unfortunate. I wish it didn't have an emotional toll on you at all.
It's kind of sad if you think about it, because I mean, why would you let a sweater that doesn't fit somebody that's, didn't evaluate their own size properly make you feel bad? I mean, that's like crazy thinking.
Or even someone who scammed you. Why would that make you feel bad when you didn't do anything wrong?
Why it has such a negative effect on people is because it's money that they feel that they earned and money that they feel like they had, and now it's gone because they have to go give it back to that person. Like in their head, they're about to go spend that. They're about to go use that for more inventory. That $30, I was going to use that, and now it's gone. Like, and, when that $30 really matters to you, it's hard to go, who cares?
Yeah, but remember what Tech says. That's not your money until 60 days after the sale.
But we know that.
It's not even 60. It's 6 months.
We know that here with Tech. But like, if you're starting eBay, like in your head, that's your money. You don't know that person's gonna return it.
Why 6 months, Chris?
What's up?
Why is it 6 months?
Because you have 6 months to file a chargeback on your credit card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I first got into eBay, everybody starts trying to give you stuff to sell, and man, that was the first thing that ran me away from consignment was just having to deal with that. Because really, I mean, in actuality, yeah, you should tell them. I mean, unless you work out some on paper, or if it's just a friend that understands. But it's just jumping through hoops. It's like, because if you want to set, because I do, 30-day returns, like you said, in actuality, you don't even get that money for a long time. So you got to kind of tell somebody. How do people that consign kind of deal with that? You don't have to get into it. That's what ran me away.
They just eat it. There's nothing they can, like, if you do consignment and you can't say you get your money on the 181st day. That's too long. Like it doesn't work. You can't tell people. You have to just be big enough that you can absorb, and you have to be good enough. That's why the Real goes through each item with a fine-tooth comb. Is that the term? Fine-tooth comb, to make sure that it's as authentic as they can get to try to reduce the returns. Scott has a clause in his contract that he can subtract it from a future sale. That is way too complicated. I would just eat the return. Yeah.
In theory, you would have wanted to have made enough money that you'd be able to eat the return, right? Like if you're consigning, by the time you get a return, you want to have had enough money in the bankroll that you can handle that.
I was talking, like when I went to the flea market, I caught somebody shoplifting from the stall. And I was asking people, should I tell the stall person that somebody shoplifted? Because it's like, that's crazy. And then the person said, somebody else said, I run a flea market stall and I put some easy steals at the front of the booth because I know it's going to happen anyway. So I would rather they take that stuff I'd rather they steal the stuff I've already planned for them to steal than the other stuff. The good stuff I keep an eye on. And I was thinking, wow, imagine that. Like you already know people are going to steal from you and you just already plan that into your business plan. Let's see. Seth does the easy steal method. So he knows about that. I think 7% of all goods are shoplifted. That's really, really high. It's so high. It's so high. Yeah, it's called shrink in the retail business. I think one of the highest in the mall is Victoria's Secret, has the highest shoplifting.
How current is that number?
I don't know, but it sounds right to me. If you run a restaurant and they give their friend an extra coffee or something, all that adds up. Ryan says he used to work in loss prevention and shrinkage, just figured it is put into the cost. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Thrift Up is asking, to what do I attribute most of my personal growth in the last year or so? This group, definitely, because I have been ruthlessly reducing things to be left with only the things that move the needle forward. Like I have a solar watch because I don't want to change the batteries ever. Like just things like that to save me time. I bought a coffee maker that makes the coffee for me. I drove a bunch of different ways to figure out the fastest way to drive to work, and now I take the same way. Like I don't need to drive a different way to work. So Mark is asking if I have any paid consulting. I don't. We have a bi-weekly mastermind call in the $99 tier of our Patreon. You can join, and then twice a month, the second and fourth Wednesdays, we do a little bit of a deeper dive into people's businesses. But most likely you don't need consulting. You just need to write down what it is that you need. But if you want some consulting, I would join the Facebook group and just post what your problem is, and everyone can help answer, because it's usually not something fancy. Let's see. Amazon has more scams than eBay. I imagine that is true, because there's so many brand new goods that people want to steal. Oh, Starlight Record is asking about my 20,000 items I had in my store. I sold most of them. So I in October, I had a pretty big sale. I think I sold 18,000 items in 6 weeks before I shut everything down to the new inventory system. That's why I had so many negative feedback, because I didn't have time to, all of those items, some of them had problems. Yeah. So I'm back. I am kind of back to square one. So my goal is 143 listings a day. And it's going to take me, I actually can't grow a store that size anymore. Last year, my store went all the way up to 28,000 items was the peak of my store size. I can't get to that level anymore because the sell-through rate is pretty fast. So I can only get to 13,000 items now with the current sell-through rate. That's still a lot, but it's going to take me until April to get there. So we'll take a while to get there. William is saying, if you sell the same item on a different platform and delete it from eBay, will it hurt your store? So I follow the tech model, and he says that eBay is spiteful. So if you remove an item, they'll be mad at you. I'll go with that. That seems fine for me. That's why one of the reasons why I switched to only eBay too. Let's see. William loves the community aspect of reselling. If you love the community aspect of reselling, you would love the community aspect of a real job where you see people in person. Working by yourself all day, that is not the same type of community as meeting people in person. It's totally different. It's like, have you met a person in real life before? Way better than Zoom. I can't wait till we can put on the Oculus and we're in the same room, and I can be an octopus and somebody can be a beaver, and it's like the real life coolness. It's not the same though. Zoom is not the same, because I mean, if it was the same, they would just replace school with Zoom. Why go through all the effort of getting everybody in the same room?
How many
I
years,
would.
Chris, before we're in a virtual world, do you think?
Until it's real, I don't know. I've never tried it. I wonder if it feels like, because could we do Zoom like this and feel like we're in the same room? That would be so awesome.
Might have to change my niche when that happens.
Well, I saw this digital clothes thing on YouTube. This person was selling like $80,000 a month in digital clothing.
Like avatar clothing.
Like your avatar, yeah. But the thing is, for TikTok and Instagram Live or YouTube Live, it just changes your outfit. It like the the skins. So that is cool. I would love to figure out
Yeah,
how to
but
be in person.
You wouldn't be able to list or anything because you got to wear the headset.
But you don't need anything. You don't need money, or all you need is food and water, and you could just live in a
my
10 by
son
10.
bought a Batman skin on Fortnite, and it was like 15 quid or something stupid.
That would be something different every day. That would be awesome. You could be anybody you want in the virtual world. Yeah, I think, and also, it doesn't have to be crazy. We could just be sitting in the same room having the same conversation. That would be more enjoyable than Zoom. I miss the real world, real happy hours, hanging out with people. Let's see. Cheryl says this is as close as she wants to be. That's fine. No, I'm okay with that too, but I just think that being able to actually be in the same room with somebody is so nice. It's such a nice feeling versus online. The convention, I guess we have a convention online every day, because I used to go to eBay meetings and they were probably about 20 people. And this call has 150 people every day. So that's a pretty big meeting every day. So, yeah, this is not off topic, William. This is the future. We're going to all be selling digital stuff. All you have to do is wear a holographic piece of foil and you can, no more clothing. No more clothing. You can just press a button and it will change to whatever outfit you want for the day.
That's perfect.
What's that?
That's perfect.
Perfect?
Except for when you live with other people.
No, but they don't have to be in the same, I guess, as long as you each get your own bucks, right? You'd have to use the bathroom and eat. That's pretty much the only time you'd have to see them.
We'll figure that out too, though.
We'll figure that out too.
No food.
Well, I was just saying, my daughter is 8 months old right now. She's going to have whatever is after the cell phone, right? What is that? What is that going to be? I don't know.
That'd be implants, wouldn't it?
I have no idea. Did our parents, I didn't get a cell phone until 17 years ago. That's not that long ago, right? My parents didn't see a cell phone until they were very old. So I don't know what the after the cell phone is. After the cell phone is going to be something crazy. Yeah, I watched Ready Player One finally. It's a good movie. I'm surprised my wife enjoyed it. She usually hates that kind of stuff, but she's like, this could happen. Especially the in the movie, there's a like a slum area called the Stacks, which is just shipping containers stacked on each other and people live in them. I can totally see that. There's so many shipping containers. So if you plug in, that's it. That's it. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. The podcast records today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and there's no coaching today. So just one podcast, and we do something extra for the group after, but that's